What is up, you guys? I'm about to do a little podcast with Seychelle, who has been a very busy woman, considering what has happened last episode, where she's now in the bottom, up for elimination. She's, not in the best seat. She's gone on a podcast. She just went live on the Deal or No Deal Island Instagram page. So I don't know if she has anything left to say, but she'll definitely spill the tea with me because we were like this on the island. Oh, hey, Miss Popular.
How we gonna read these comments in slant like this?
You gotta go like this. You gotta put your little head like.
All right.
Yeah, it's chill. I already told them that you've already done a podcast and you went on the Deal or No Deal Island live already. But
I can't hear you, my love. Oh, now I can hear you.
I know I have a timer for how long I can be on Instagram, and it went off.
Okay.
But we're good. Okay, so we have a cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, how are you feeling about the cliffhanger of, like, if you were an audience member and you didn't know what was about to happen, how would you be feeling if you're a fan of yourself?
Oh, I'd be livid.
Yeah,
I would be absolutely livid. I don't enjoy cliffhangers at all. They make me very angry because I have to wait a full 7 days to see the next episode. It's not as bad for me or maybe for us because we know what's happening. But as a viewer, I'd be totally livid. I totally get it why people are so upset.
Yeah, every one of my friends is like, I'm not like annoyed with it, but I am like, oh, if I didn't know, that would piss me off.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. All of my friends are texting me like, oh my gosh, I can't believe like we don't know what's happening. And then a lot of my friends are like, yeah, CK sucks. And I'm like, well, she cheated. So like, I think that's how most people would feel about it, which y'all did not even see like the whole tea behind it.
Mm-mm.
No. They cut it out pretty nicely to make it seem very like PG and chill. Yeah, so I'm standing right in front of CK as she's like choosing. Well, first of all, let's go back. Seychelle says to everybody, yo, if anybody gets me, I'll get them. And I'm like, that's a great idea. So I say, if anybody gets me, I'll get them too. And everything depended on the order, right? Like,
yes,
you can't make decisions or deals with people until someone goes. Because, like, say someone jumps for me and gets my low, I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to get that person's low. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go out of my way and get someone's high if I'm screwed over. So you really had to wait and see what happens. And then Philip grabbed mine. I'm like, all right, bet. And they even put it in words because I think I was like out of frame. And they're like, all right, Letty's going to get Philip's because she was out of frame. And so CK's like, Letty, get mine. And I'm like, I literally just said to the whole group that I'm getting Philip's. And I'm playing a game of integrity the whole time. Like, I'm like, this is my game. I'm telling people what I'm doing. And I'm going to do that. That's just like the game I chose to play. If you don't like that game, I probably don't want to work with you, and that's fine.
Right.
And so she's digging into the thing, and she looks at it, puts it back, looks at it, puts it back, and then looks at it and goes, Letty. And I was like, this is crazy. Because first of all, y'all, Joe didn't stop it. The producers didn't stop it. No one stopped it. I literally took a second to look around, and I'm like, there's no way I'm the only one that saw her cheat. There's no way. So I'm like, I say, F you, I'm jumping for Philip. And they cut that. And I said, F you, I'm jumping for Philip. I saw you cheat. So they just put the, I saw you cheat. That's not cool. I don't vibe with that. And I was mad. What'd you say? I was like sitting on the ground as they were like waiting for.
Oh, yeah. No, you were livid. You were livid for real. I didn't even pee because I was just like, I don't want to do this shit. I just want to, if anybody could secure a case for me, I really don't care if I can get it back for them. I'll do my best. But I just really wanted to be safe. I can't lie.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were extremely livid. Even before the cameras were catching it, or I don't know if they cut it out or whatever. I remember when we first started too. CK comes up to me and she was like, "You got to get a ring from me, man."
She said that.
Like I gave you. Oh yeah, right in the dock to me. She said, "Oh, you got to get a ring from me, man. Like I gave you my immunity last week," and I was like, "And I kept you safe. I'm not doing this with you every week." I said, "I'm not gonna do this with you every week." That is like, "Oh, you got to get me." I'm not doing it. That was last week. Let's leave that at last week. This week, a whole new week.
Yeah. So it sounds like she was trying to. It sounds like she was trying to put like different people's back against the wall to see who was like gonna ride for her.
She just wanted to be safe. And that's the thing. This whole charade of I trusted you, Letty was supposed to be my girl. Letty was never your girl. Like,
I was your girl.
exactly. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, let's keep it a buck. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I keep saying this, but you got a very small taste of the alliance last week because we decided, okay, I think it works best for Game to try to get somebody else in the family. So, we made the choice, the executive choice on MG. Because if it wasn't MG, it would have been you. You understand? So it's just like you got a taste. So to have that little minute, nonsensical conversation with you where you barely spoke 3 syllables and she's just on some like, yeah, like I think me and Letty could be each other's number ones. It's just like, in what universe?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think she like we have the High Five Alliance that Will is like kind of a part of now. And do you think she just didn't realize that that was alliance? Like she just thought we were all separately working together for the night?
I think that woman is straight running on delusion. I don't know what the hell. I don't know what the hell she thought of. Because even when she's sitting there, she's crying to Parva. She's like, oh, like these alliances or whatever. It's just like, if like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we did you a favor, really. You know what I'm saying? Like we decided to do you a favor. So if anything, you should keep it cute, do less, and secure a case and not say anything.
I think what's wild for me is like, in the episode they show that's like they should like be punished for what they've done. Listen, someone goes home every week. Someone's sending someone home every week, and the fact that we like Dr. Will would have sent her home, like you said, and she's like, they've sent Maria Grace home. How could they do this? Part of me was just salivating by hearing her pop off. Like you could see her face, like.
Oh, for sure. I mean, and I don't blame her, right? Like
Yeah.
if I'm Tarvis, somebody's sitting in front of me and they're hysterical and they're just like, should I blow up the game? I'm gonna be like, yeah, you gotta blow it up. Add extras. Do a flip.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could tell that they were loving it at Temple, like eating it up. And the thing is, they were not laughing with CK, and I think that's where like the issue is. CK thought they were laughing with her,
Yeah, that's the T.
and they weren't. Which sucks because like, I don't think CK ever took the rose-colored glasses off to see like, it really was like not a good versus evil side, but I mean, in a sense, it kind of was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. It's really something, and I know that she did an interview today with Rap, and she's saying she was like, oh, like I look like my emotions are running high, but everybody's were. And I'm like, yeah, everybody's emotions running high, but
Yeah.
one of just a part of strategy is being able to kind of subdue your emotions, right? I kind of push them to the side because it doesn't. I just in looking at what she decided to do and blowing up the game, I'm like, how is that serving you?
Yeah, I think she thought she's gonna go in there, blow up everyone's game, and that was gonna make us start fresh. Like now that everyone's laundry is hung out to dry, then we'd all be starting off like trying to make new alliances or connections, which it was not giving that at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, of course. Oh, and by the way, yeah, we're not gonna add anybody on live unless you're unless you're on the show. But if you have any questions,
Yeah,
you can ask.
some
Yeah.
someone said, wasn't CK the one who wanted to take out the family first? I don't know about first. So CK definitely had a thing with Parv. Like she loved Parvati, wanted Parvati to stay, but then she talked about taking Parvati out. But then she wanted to take David out, but Parvati didn't want to take David out. So it was always confusing. Um, but CK said she wanted to take him out. But if she really wanted to take him out, she would have worked with us.
Yes.
So yeah, CK did say she wanted to take them out. Um, Oh, someone said that Seychelle, you're their favorite, and then someone said I'm their favorite. Thanks,
Oh,
guys.
fabulous. You guys have wonderful
Love
tastes.
you. Someone said, how do you feel about CK as a person outside of the show? I think everyone outside the show is genuinely a good person. I mean, we only had relationships with them on the island. I've hung out with a few people outside the island, but generally speaking, everyone is incredibly nice.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, there's a lot of people that you can hold like a Starbucks conversation with,
Yeah.
right? And then there are people that you would actually like go out, have a good time with, grab dinner,
Yeah.
link in other cities and everything like that. I just think there's a handful of people that I absolutely love seeing and getting together with, and then there's another, that it's just like, okay, like, we can exchange a cute Instagram DM here and there, and that's cool too.
Good answer. Yeah,
Right.
I feel that. Let's see. Someone said, do do you believe in integrity in real life as much as in the show? I mean, listen, if I'm believing in integrity in a show of lies, like that's,
Oh
I'm not
yeah.
gonna lie, that's kind of how I live my life, right? Like,
Yeah, that is you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Seychelle knows me a little bit outside of the game because we've hung out before, but yeah, I don't be messing with no fools.
Yeah, that is definitely Letty.
Yeah.
Like, I think my whole thing in this game, I'm like, I know that I'm not going to be like a huge physical force in regards to challenges, but my social is very good. Like,
Yeah.
I can get to know people very well. Like, I'm a people person. So I knew that that would do really well for me. And I am a phenomenal liar.
And
So,
she's hilarious. Like, Seychelle could be one of those people that roasts you in front of your face, like just annihilates the crap out of you. But then you're like, wait, I kind of loved that. Like, that was really good. And you respect her. So, like, she'll shit on you completely, like diarrhea. And you're like, but it tastes kind of good. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a weird, I don't know if that was a good analogy, but
I'm incredibly charming.
she is. She is. Oh, yeah. And you'll see a little bit of her charm come out a little later in the show, too.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, for sure.
It's just, I can't wait for you guys to see
I
it.
can't wait to see it either. So you guys are asking questions in the chat, but there's literally a question box. And if you press the question box and ask a question there, we'll be able to see it. But like it's going up fast. And so we're losing it in the sauce. I will say, I don't have a lot of regrets in this game at all. I do regret not jumping for you in that challenge. And here's why. So I wanted to like stay a person of my word.
Mm-hmm.
But David already saved Philip. And that was the main goal. So you see me like really contemplating getting David or not. And the reason I did is because I'm like, okay, well, a fire already started with CK blowing up, cheating. And I was like, if I don't go with what I said, then it's just like, I'm just as bad. You know what I mean? Like, well, Letty lied, whatever. Or I was going to say David and go grab a short ring. So you see me like contemplating, and that's what's going through my head is like, one, should I pick David? And then I say, I'm going to jump for David. And then I'm like, in my head, like crap. Okay. And then like, which one? And I'm like, I'm going to do the highest one. Like, it was a struggle for me because that was honestly a really stupid decision. But with everything that happened, it kind of just played out that way. But
Yeah, I think that's how I feel about it as well. Like, I don't regret absolutely anything. I do wish that that our alliance was a bit more audacious. I
yeah.
do. I do wish that there were very obvious lines in the sand,
Yeah.
when it came to us. I do. But everything happens for a reason. I don't regret a damn thing. And again, the show isn't over, and that's simply why I don't regret anything, especially on my half. I cannot. One of the biggest things I wish I could say is exactly what happens. The tea does not stop. It absolutely continues, and I can't wait for everyone else to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah. Y'all are gonna see Seychelle really do some good work. Like she's done some work in the show. You see her being a mastermind. She gets people to do whatever. She's crazy. Yeah, I'm not gonna give away too much, but like Seychelle really is that girl. Uh, Someone said, "What do you think about MG?" MG, a sweetheart, Southern Belle, like
Yeah,
a sweet
she's phenomenal.
pie. Gameplay, not the best. She gave
No,
David immunity over taking it, and that's initially why she went home.
yeah, no, I agree. I think she's great. I think she's so sweet, so kind.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I enjoy her so much. But in regards to, like, I remember saying I think me and Philip were talking about it. And before even deciding to really send MG home, I remember going to her tent asking her, like, is there any shot that you would even consider turning on David or Parvati? And she was like, no. And I was just like, okay.
And she to our faces was like, I'm working with David and Parvati.
Sure.
And we're like, yeah, no, we're not going to rock with that.
Right. And I was just like, damn, yeah, like, nah, she can't stay here.
No.
Like, there's no shot. She was very, very hit. Not even on some like, oh, like maybe, or I don't know, like, what are you guys doing? What do you guys think? She was hell bent on, no, I can't.
Literally. Yeah.
Literally.
Just yeah, like I'm not going to turn on Parvati. I would never do that. I'm like, okay. Someone said, do you have a lot of fun on the show? It was the best time of my life. Like, literally the best weeks of my life were on that island with these strangers I had never met, competing for millions of dollars.
Yeah, I did. I had a good time too. I would say that it was a little difficult for me on the island, especially because, like, when I don't rock with you, you're really not going to get anything out of me. I will not be, I'm not going to give you not a damn thing. I'm not going to give you an inch. But you really can't be like that on the island. And there were days where we had days off, where we weren't filming. So it was just like island family time. And I was just like, I don't want any parts. Like, you can catch me in my tent. You know, our tent alliance, y'all could pull up and we could talk smack. Yeah. But other than that, I'm like, I really don't like conversing with people that are Starbucks conversation. I don't want to talk about how nice the weather is and how it's nice to go out for a swim. I don't want to talk about that trash.
Agreed. Is there anyone on the island that you didn't chat with much?
Who? I had one conversation with Rock about hermit crabs. Okay. And because I was just like, I don't know what to talk to him about. So I talked to him. I know a lot of things about hermit crabs. So I was talking about how to build a phenomenal hermit crab enclosure, how long they live, how big they get. And he was just looking at me the whole time. And I was just like, I don't know. If it's endearing at all because he's an older man, maybe he'll find it kind that I like the animals. Him, barely talked to Dixon because we found out very, very soon that Dixon was telling everybody on the island, the hermit crabs, the fish, Joe's dog Bubbles, final two, us two, me and you, we go into the end. So after I found that out, I was just like, he's a freaking cornball. I don't want no parts. And yeah, me, David, and Parvati kind of had like, well, David liked talking a lot about X-rated things.
Did
loved
my gosh.
Yes, he did. He loved taking the conversation there. A very like strip club talk. Club talk. Like nonsense like that. Like you at the bar with a bunch of your homeboys and you really cutting it up. And your wife is at home waiting on you with the baby. That was the type of conversation that he liked to have. So I was just like, okay, like it's not bad. Like it's kind of entertaining. But me and Parvati, yeah, like a lot of like kind of like Starbucks kind of light, like, same. Oh, like I go to yoga with you. Oh my God, how have you been like that? What about you?
I would say same. Same on both ends, yeah. And David was a very flattery person. Like I'm pretty sure he just complimented everybody the entire time.
David complimented all of the women on the show.
Multiple times.
On any attribute that you might have had.
Yes. Yes. At one point I compared him to a horny high school boy on a behind the scenes interview.
Yes.
Someone said your jumps, how do you feel about them? So wait, what you guys didn't see. Well, first of all, Seychelle, do you want to talk about your jumps?
Oh no, I keep saying I clearly Tinkerbelled my ass off that ledge. It was totally pathetic. I stand behind it though because I stand behind everything I do. I am too smooth to ever be embarrassed. But I just didn't want to do it, you guys. I can't front. I think that when it comes to reality competition, there's certain challenges where if you feel safe and you don't feel at risk, you can kind of be on some like, I don't really feel like I gotta do it. But what y'all didn't see is I actually I jumped 2 times. They were both as equally pathetic. But yeah, no, it was absolutely devastating to me. Every time I think about it, like, Seychelle, could you have done it? I really think of myself on that ledge and I'm just like, no.
I wanted her to jump one more time so bad, guys. I was like, Seychelle,
Lete, I wasn't gonna do it.
No, I was like, do it one more time.
I know. I remember Lete pulled me into the tent. She was like, Seychelle, like, I think that not jumping, like, it looks bad bad on your part. Like in regards of like sportsmanship, right? Like I think that's how you were saying it. Like Seychelle, like you look like a fucking loser, like not jumping. And I'm like, I want them to think that I'm a wimpy baby.
But see, my thing was like someone could be like, oh, Seychelle didn't even bring any money to the pot. You know, like she didn't bring any money. So I'm like, you know, do something because this is a show where people can have the most petty reason to send someone
Oh,
home.
true. No, true.
So I'm like, don't give them that petty reason. Like, just jump. Like, even if you suck, just like, you know.
I don't know. I don't think about it constantly because I really don't care enough. But I'm just like, there are certain points where I'm like, could I have? And I'm just like, no. They could have laid out a Lamborghini Spider in front of me, and I literally would have jumped the exact same way, and I would have swam back like, I don't know. Maybe I'll try a year later. I don't know. I just no. There's no shot. And then I see everybody else the way that they're jumping for. Even Lachelle. Lachelle was shook. Philip was shook, and I'm just like, damn.
Oh, I
and I'm
was
just
shook.
like, you were.
So y'all didn't see this, but I ate absolute shit on my jump.
I know
like,
she did.
Like I didn't go and like barefoot in. I went and just you'll see me barely have my hands in front of my face, and I smack the water, and everyone hears this loud like, and I come up, and we had this like signal if we like were not okay. And at first I'm like. I'm like, I couldn't breathe, y'all. I had the wind knocked out of me. So I'm like, just like trying to awkwardly laugh it off. Like you'll see me come up the ladder. I'm like, what a terrible fall. Like, and all of a sudden I started getting a headache. And I'm like, no, I don't get headaches. I've had concussions before, y'all. I was in the WWE and I know what they feel like. And so you'll see me like midway through the episode, like take my hair down because I want to make sure there's no pressure in my head. I'm like standing there next to Joe and I'm like, am I like losing my focus? Like what is happening? I'm like, no, you're fine. I'm like trying to act like everything's okay. And then we're like going back to camp and I pull someone aside and I was like, let me see that footage of me falling. Something's off. I don't know what it is, but unless I know that I did not hit my head like on the water, I'll be good, but I need to see footage. And also I go to Dr. Will and I'm like, Dr. Will, like, how does it look like a fall? He's like, your fall was really bad. I'm like, really? And Dr. Will's like, it honestly looks like you went head first. And I'm like,
yeah, it was scary.
Cause y'all, we were high. Like, like multiple stories of a building high.
For sure.
And you can't really tell that. And when you jump into water and you don't jump right, like it could be like you're falling on concrete. I don't.
For sure.
So I remember telling one of the producers, like after I was like, you need to, like, if you guys do that again, like people need to wear helmets. Cause like, I really thought I hit my head. So we get back to camp all of a sudden, like I just am like, something's not right. And I just like start crying. And Seychelle's like, what's going on? I was like, dude, I'm off. Like something's not right. And we go back to camp and Dr. Will's like, turn off all the lights. All the cameramen are coming in. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. And Dr. Will's like, here's medical emergency. Right. And Dr. Will's like, okay, here's the pillow. He's like, this is the time for me to thrive. And Dr. Will, to give him credit, he was putting on his doctor mode. He's like shutting all the blinds. He's like, you cameraman, give her some space. No lights in here. No lights. She needs to make sure she's not seeing anything. You know, the cognitive activity with light is really bad once you get a concussion. So I'm like, he's like, Letty, don't move. I'm like, okay. I was like, but I need to talk to people. I'm like supposed to make a decision. He's like, shh. I'm like, okay. So finally the medical guy comes in. He's like, bro, that jump was insane. You survived, sister. Like we got some guy from the island and like country that we're coming from, and he's like, oh girl, you did it. And I'm like, okay, but like, where's the footage? They come with the footage. I see my hands like break the water, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna die. And I'm not gonna be out of the island. Like my biggest fear was like, I get a concussion, I have to go home.
Oh yeah. No, I feel you.
So and I'm gonna be off. Like, cause when you get a concussion, you're a little off. I don't know if you've ever had one, but they
No, hell no. I don't be doing activities like you, Letty.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. That was another thing with the jump too. I'm like, I'm not really skilled in any of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've done cute vacation shit where like I've jumped off of, you know, like, you know, and I'm lit and I'm kind of like, all right, cute. I just could, you know, hold my nose and jump in. But absolutely not. That was one of my biggest fears as well, is having to suspend my body because I'm so short, and then me get the hell out of here. You kidding me? I don't want to do that. No.
So like looking back, I'm like, oh, like I wish I would have rather not gone so hard, missed it, and then jumped for somebody else the second time. Like there was so much spinning in my head about like CK cheating that I was just like, I can't believe this
That pissed
happened.
you off.
What'd you say?
That pissed you
Oh,
off.
oh, you have no idea. You have no idea how much that pissed. I mean, you kind of do because you were there.
No, I
so.
do.
And y'all, I was calm. I'm gonna be honest, like in real life, like outside of the island, I'm not calm. Like if someone does some shit, I'm gonna call them out for it. But on the island, it's like you gotta play all these politics,
Yes.
right? Like you can't be crazy. You can't be like blah 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 blah. You gotta be like,
Yes.
you gotta be taking them deep breaths, okay? And just
Yeah.
popping off in your head. So you'll see me look at CK, and I'm just like, in my mind, I'm degrading and spitting on her.
Kicking her.
But I'm not saying that,
No,
right?
of
Like
course.
I'm just
Yeah.
look.
Oh goodness.
All I could give. But yeah, so I had to make this decision. I thought I had a concussion, like 30 minutes before going to Temple where we still have to get ready. They're like, all right, Letty, like you're gonna be good. And CK comes in, Letty, let me play. And I'm like, dude, why did you do that? Why did you put my back against the wall? Like, what is going on? She was so adamant about Letty, like, why didn't you save me? And I'm like, I literally told everybody that whoever gets mine, I'm gonna get theirs. And Philip got it. So like I'm not betraying you. I'm not turning on your back. I'm just getting whoever got me. Like you could say the same thing to everybody else. Like it was beyond me, but I knew something was fishy.
Yeah, like it doesn't really hold much weight. Even if you jumping for David, I'm just like, if that's what works right now, then so be
Yeah.
it. Like we solidified, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the most wonderful part of our alliance is because even when CK went to spill to Parv was on some, I didn't even know that there was some other shit going on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, that's the game that you have to play. It's a long game.
Yeah.
There are so many instances where like if I see you jumping for David, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, how dare you? Like it's just like, okay, like this works for now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Just silly. Just really silly.
Silly.
But yeah, I'm gonna head out, my love. I got work early.
Oh, you do? Okay. Well, this was fun.
Yeah, no, it was mad fun.
Anything left to say? Because I'm gonna put this on YouTube after.
Okay, yeah. Wait, for me or questions?
Not for you. I mean, there's definitely more questions, but you can answer some fast. Let's see. Someone said, did you guys prank each other on the island? I don't think we did.
No.
Nah.
No. I feel like emotion was so damn high and there were constantly things to do every single day that there wasn't any time for no damn pranks. I think I would have been aggy as hell if somebody tried to prank me on that day.
You would have been, yeah. No, I wouldn't have pranked. I would not have pranked.
No. Especially not with no bug.
No.
If somebody like, put a bug, that would piss me the hell off, so no.
Someone said, now watching the show, who do you think was the biggest threat? David.
Yeah, I think that I recognize Parvati from Rip. It's so crazy because as a viewer, me seeing someone like David out, I'm like, oh, like obviously, right? Like obviously he needs to go,
right?
Because he's the biggest guy there. Like he obviously needs to go. So I kind of was just like, I feel like he's just a standing, very obvious threat. But when I saw Parvati, I was on some like, there's no shot in hell. She gotta go, quick.
Yeah, the thing is, like, up to now, like no one has even targeted her. We're just kind of like,
well, it's hard to. But she's been literally safe every single week.
Yeah. I think something that, like you said, like we should have stepped 10 toes in the sand with like our group and been like, this is us. Because if we would have done that, we all would have gone all the way to the end together. Because like, how could they compete with us? What do they have? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I feel you. I know. When I think about that, I'm like, I do wish that we were a bit more aggressive, but
again, it's hard to show all your cards.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. And I just, everyone was playing the game for very different reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I remember seeing David and just being on something like, I really don't care what you got going on. Yeah, you gotta go. But then there were people there that were just like, oh, like, you know, like that, you know, his wife has lupus, or like he has 4 kids, you know, and I'm just like,
I'm really struggling for money, guys. And
he was struggling for money, but then he literally told us all that he was like top 10 supermodels in the entire world for 20 years of his life. It was jokey central. But then you really have people on the island that were really on some like, I really love David, and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, someone was like, David really needs to win this money, and I was like, I need to win this money. Like,
girl, you hell shit.
I was like, yeah. There was something that I don't think they'll ever show, but there was like a lot of pitying for who need the money most, which I thought was weird.
It's so damn stupid. Get the hell out of here.
'Cause,
Even when
like,
Dixon was on some like, oh, like my parents gave me up, I was just like, ah, that sounds like an issue between you and your parents. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
it doesn't.
No, I really don't care.
It doesn't.
Yeah, but yeah, my love, it was fun. Let's do this again next week.
All right, sounds good. Love you.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Bye, guys.